Welcome to Women Insurepreneurs, the podcast empowering female insurance agents to thrive in the industry. Join us as we dive into the world of insurance entrepreneurship, share success stories, and provide invaluable insights through the lens of female entrepreneurship. Let's unleash the power of women in insurance together. Welcome to another episode of Women Insurepreneurs. We're happy to have you here.
Welcome.
We are touching today, we're in the middle of our series, How to Expand Your Business as an Entrepreneur. So we're going to go over some tips that can apply really in general, but also I'm going to give you some specific tips to insurance agents. When you think about expanding your business, there's multiple ways. You can think of expanding in the form of like hiring a team and kind of growing and scaling that way, or how to expand just your natural market, get more clients, right? So I think that some of the things we're going to discuss today will touch on both of those aspects. So expanding your business as an entrepreneur or even just as an independent insurance agent, it is going to require a combination of strategic planning, effective marketing, customer service, leveraging technologies. Let's dive in. We have several detailed strategies to help you grow your. Number one, develop a clear business plan. So with that, you're going to be thinking market research, right? So understanding who is your target market going to be. That's going to include demographic preferences and needs. Figure out, are you buying leads? If so, which kind of leads? Are you going to focus on final expense, mortgage protection? Are you going to be networking instead of, or in addition to purchasing leads? Are you going to be trying to work off of referrals? So really sit down and first develop that plan, write it down. There's a verse that says, write the vision and make it clear. So that's step number one, is where are you trying to go?
Yes. I think that that's necessary, right? Because it's like going somewhere without a map. Like you need to write down where you're going, like input it into your GPS. Like where exactly are you going? Okay, I'm just going to go to the store. Okay, what store? Okay, that store. For what? To buy pants. What kind of pants? Be as detailed as you can when it comes to your plan, right? Don't just say, I want to be successful. What do you want to do? Like, how do you want to be successful? How do you want to expand your business? What areas are you targeting? That's all important when doing that. Because if not, you're just walking blindly into it, right?
Yeah, exactly. And number two, and Sonia will touch on this a little bit more in depth, but really enhancing your online presence. That
Yes.
can include, maybe creating a professional website. And it can be very simple. It can be just a landing page, or you can even use free sites like MailChimp or Wix to, again, just create a very simple, this is information about me. If you're not really tech savvy, a lot of these sites now, you can create it with AI. You can literally just type in there, this is what I want my
Yeah.
page to look like and do, and it will create it for you.
Yeah. I mean, I think that nowadays entrepreneurs have, besides AI, right? They have such an important tool that people in the 80s, 90s, or even early 2000s didn't have, which is social media presence, right? Be it Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. People have gone viral based on social media, and their businesses have blown up based on social media. It's such free publicity, it's free networking, it's an opportunity to reach out to people that are it's an opportunity to reach out to people that are halfway around the world, right? Normally, it's something that would in the past would have cost people thousands of dollars to do.
Yeah.
But now you can create a free campaign that would have normally cost thousands of dollars, and now you can do it for free on social media. It's something that a lot of people need to take advantage of. And you might not be tech savvy, but like Jackie said, there's so many AI tools out there that can help you set it up, and not only set it up, but have it going continuously without you being necessarily on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, Thinking too on enhancing your online presence, and I know you'll touch on this also, content marketing, right? So you have to be
Yeah.
regularly posting blogs, articles, guides, social media, like she said, right? Creating that presence, LinkedIn. Think about, going back to number one, your business plan. Where's your target market? Is your target market more on LinkedIn? Are you wanting to expand your business as an entrepreneur by building a team, well, maybe you're not so much on Facebook. Maybe you're more on LinkedIn. You're looking for professionals to, network with and hire. Maybe you are working a younger crowd and you're on TikTok and IG. So think about that as well before you figure out where you're going to publish that content.
And that actually circles back to your first point, right, Jackie? You need to have a roadmap. You need to be as detailed on your roadmap as you can, because that pinpoints what direction you're headed in. So when it comes to social media, make sure you understand where's your strong presence going to be. Is it going to be more on the professional approach in LinkedIn, or is it going to be on being more casual on TikTok, on Instagram? Even Facebook is more of a neutral ground, but that's something that you need to write down and understand. Make it part of your plan, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And still sticking with technology, kind of, sorta, is CRM software. I know so many people
Yes.
who do like paper, like notebooks still as their CRM, or just a Google sheet. Which I guess is fine, right? You need to start somewhere. You really need to be utilizing a good CRM if you're wanting to scale, because you can use the automation tools that are built within that CRM to send out blast text messages and email marketing. How can you do that if you're still manually texting your clients, right? Or
Yes.
if just have a notebook and you're calling them, there's no scalability there. You can only call so many people
No.
at one time, versus being able to send 1,000 text messages out, or 500, depending on how many clients you have. That's really going to help you. And also, it helps you with memorization. Like, you can put anniversaries and birthdays in there, so you're staying on top of it without you really having to physically be there, allowing you to scale in other ways.
Absolutely. And then to your point, right, when it comes to social media presence, being consistent, there's so many CRMs. The CRM that I use, it helps me plan it out, right? It helps me plan out my social media presence on 4 different accounts. It sets up my reels, it sets up my posts, it sets up my stories for me. It's all automation. So you need to make sure that you have the correct CRM and you're using the one that optimizes your output, right? Without that much input. And that's the
Hmm.
important part nowadays, because just like you said, Jackie, instead of, putting pen to paper and doing it, one by one, you're actually sending out blasts to thousands of people at the same time, or you're setting up the post months in advance, right? You can set up your post for holidays. You can set up your post for certain days that are important, right? That circle around your business, and you having the right CRM allows you to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And even just your follow-ups, right? I have, and I've always had this since I started using a CRM many years ago. I have automated text messages that go out, um, either once a month or once every 2 months, to follow up with my clients. When you think about wanting to stand out, like, what makes you stand out amongst other agents, right? It's really going to be, and I'm going to touch on this point a little bit later, but it's really going to be your customer service and your follow-ups that's going to make you stand out. Because how many times have you heard from a client, especially if you're in telesales? Oh, well, I bought this policy and I never heard from the guy again. I never heard from the girl again. Well, that's where utilizing that CRM is going to help you stand out, because they're constantly, you're going to be on their mind. And I cannot tell you how much business I've gotten just from text messages that go out saying, hey, just as a reminder, here's our contact info, just checking in with you, want to make sure everything's up to date with your policy. I will sometimes send out text messages about maybe product alerts. Hey, Transamerica is now doing a non-med up to 1 million if you know anybody that needs insurance. Foresters is now doing a program for non-U.S. citizens with ITIN. Just anything that keeps them in the loop, because you're
Yeah,
keeping yourself on their brain. And a lot of times I've had people respond back to that with referrals or even questions for themselves. I've had people that upgraded and bought more insurance policies, or upgraded their insurance. I've had people that purchased policies on their kids because they didn't even think to do that. So you can get business from that. So, as I mentioned, it's going to be worth it for you to find either a cheap, or maybe you can even find a free CRM. I haven't found a free one yet, to be
yeah.
honest, but
Hey, if you
there
do,
are
let
some
me know.
Yes, seriously, let us know. But I have found some inexpensive ones to just kind of get the basics done. And I'm not a
Yeah.
very tech techie person, but the school of YouTube, the school of TikTok, you
Yes.
can task rabbit, Fiverr, someone that can show you. So where there's a will, there's a way.
Absolutely. And then to your point, right, doing the CRM, doing those blast text messages, another major key importance to that is it makes you relevant, right? It continues you as the topic of conversation amongst people that you want to, what I mean, that you want to be in the conversations of people that are needing of your services. And like I said, it makes you relevant when it comes to that topic.
Yeah.
And with that being said, that piggybacks over to our next topic, right? Is networking, but not just networking as far as go to a bar and see who we can talk to, talk about business. When you're traveling, you see a lot of that in the hotel bar. There's a lot of business people networking. When I say networking, I mean high value networking. What do I mean by that? It means networking with people that are successful in the field that you're in or that are successful in the field that you're curious about. They're succeeding in the areas where you are lacking. And that is so important when it comes to networking. High value networking is important because it makes you relevant in conversations with people that are where you want to be, with people that are already succeeding, if not thriving in the industry that you're trying to expand in. Networking is so it's not only about networking, it's about high value networking.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, you can join professional associations depending on your industry, right?
Yes.
There's realtor associations. There's one for the insurance industry. I can't think of the name right now, but though, like she said, those are the type of people that you want to rub shoulders with, and
Yeah,
even they can be also become potential clients. And I think that, like,
absolutely.
if you're struggling to find those events in your area, create those events. Create how the
Yeah.
house. That's how we started. We created this, right? And from there, we've done some Zoom, virtual networking, or in person. So if you're not
Yes.
finding anything, create it yourself. You will be
Create it. Yeah.
surprised how many people are looking to network. And you can do that via LinkedIn. You can do it on Meetup. You can do it on Alignable. You can do it on Eventbrite. Again, low cost. Just put something out there. Hey, I'm in this industry. I want to meet up with such and such type people. Again, I always go back to that plan one, or step number one. Your business plan is going to tell you who you need to network with. So you'll know right away, I'm a realtor, I need to meet with realtors, or whatever the
Yes.
case may be. You can also attend events that are specific to your industry. Sonia just came from
Yes.
one that she can touch on a little bit, in the insurance industry, and that's going to connect you with a lot of people because it is all about who you
High
know.
value. Yeah, high value. There's people that are making six figures. You want to connect with those people, right? Obviously, you want to connect with the people that are at your level that are, or if you're just starting out, make sure you network with those people because you never know. Those are the people that you see at the top, right? So you still want to connect with them, but also, like I said, intentful, high value networking. When you go to those events, you meet people that are just succeeding. You meet people that are not only succeeding and thriving, but have overcame obstacles that you're facing now. And those are the ones that you need to make sure that you network with. Those are the ones that you need to connect with to make sure that, you you can pick their brain. A lot of the people at the top do not gatekeep their step their steps to success. They are willing to speak to you, mentor you. Let me know how I can help. I'll reach out, or they tell you reach out to me. We could set up a phone call. There's not a problem, or I can give you some of my notes, some of my scripts. You know,
Yep.
people that want to see that truly successful people want to see other truly successful people want to see other people succeed to their level as well, right? People that are confident in their industry, people that are confident in their success, are not worried about somebody new coming and taking their crown, right? Because they're firm and they're confident in their success, and they know they can replicate the process all over again if need be, and continue to be successful. So there's no gatekeeping at the top. That's one thing that I've learned in high value networking. There is no gatekeeping, none. They're willing to share their secrets. They're willing to help you get to where you need to be part of that upper echelon, right?
Okay. Attending events is important. Sonia and I met at an event, and then this. kind of flourished because of that.
That's where this
And I've
blossomed. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've met other people at events when I was doing networking in Miami. I had reached out to a girl that's going to be coming on our podcast actually to touch on digital marketing and social media. I'm really excited to have her on. She's a Forbes under 30 from Macedonia. She currently lives in Miami. And I
Nice.
met her by hosting a similar type of event or group that we do now, Women Insurepreneurs, but that one was more general. And I simply just reached out. Also, like, don't, Sonia said this, like, people are not going to gatekeep at the top, right? Maybe you'll find some people that do, but the good ones
Mm-hmm.
don't. Don't be scared to
Yeah.
shoot your shot, right? You never know what someone's going to say. I
No.
asked her if she'd come on the podcast. She said no without a doubt. And guess what? She then invited me to a free social media digital
Nice.
marketing course that she's doing right now for her students. And it's accredited with the US Department of Education. So I'm going to get a diploma from it and everything just by simply staying in
Wow.
communication with her. Um, so hopefully she'll open that up for our listeners, but we'll probably
Yeah.
touch on that more. But yeah, just you never know who you're gonna connect with, right?
Exactly.
And also be willing to not only like pick their brain and absorb everything from them. Maybe you think like I'm still learning. There's nothing that I really bring to the table, but you would be surprised how you can help someone else. I have done just like product reviews for people. Referrals. I've had people that are like, "Hey, I'll do this for you, but in return, can you just create a quick little video on how I was as a podcast interviewee?" So cool. Now, if you scratch my back, I scratch your back. A little bit of that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's
Absolutely.
probably one of the most important ones on this list that we're discussing here. Lastly, focus on customer service. I think that this one gets really
Yes.
overlooked because especially in the insurance industry, and I think this can happen a little bit too in like the real estate market, is you close the deal, you're on to the next. There's really no follow up. There's no customer service that follows. You're like, that deal is done. I closed the sale. Yes, I think this happens a lot in insurance sales and a little bit in the real estate market where it's like you close the deal, you're done, you're on to the next. There's really no follow up. There's no customer service post
Yeah.
sale. And I mentioned earlier, like, how do you want to stand out amongst the million other realtors, the million other insurance agents? Really going to be your customer service. So, really creating a personalized service that you can then market, that you can then incorporate in your CRM, all the steps that we mentioned so that you stand out, right? So, think about, your industry. Um, what is it that you can do that separates you from every other realtor, every other insurance agent?
Exactly.
An example for us is we offer a personalized service, right? So what that means is that I'm really analyzing my clients' needs from start to finish. I'm not just touching on the one topic that they mentioned. We're analyzing their financial situation as a whole, right? So I'm giving them a
Yeah.
free financial review, essentially, even though maybe they just came in for mortgage protection, or maybe they're just inquiring about a $10,000 final expense. They don't even know that we're going to help them look at the overall picture at no additional cost. That's a personalized service. Additionally, we focus on building relationships with our clients. So we are big. My team is big on building rapport. Noting those birthdays, those
Yeah.
where they travel, their anniversaries, all of that. We're taking notes on that. It's additional work, it's additional steps, but it makes us stand out. When I left my captive agency and became independent, I
Yes.
had sent out a blast text to let everybody know that I was leaving. And I got so many messages of people that were like, "Oh no, I'm going to miss you because I knew that I always got a response from you or someone on your team. You never left me hanging. I had access to your cell phone number."
Yeah.
Those additional personalized things, right, that help you stand out. And a tip on that, if you do get good text messages or good reviews from clients, screenshot those and actually post those on your social media because that'll help you with credibility. I,
Yeah.
I did that with every
Absolutely.
customer that responded back from my blast text. I made a reel and then I posted it on my highlight story. So now if I want to show someone my business page, I'm like, click on that. That's going to show you all what real clients were saying about me. So that's like a little side tip
Yeah.
there. Yeah, and just really think about, again, what can I do to stand out depending on your industry.
I think touching on that also, right? It's just like think about going to a restaurant, right? Sometimes it's the customer service that makes you come back. The food is obviously a good the food is something that brings you the food is something that lures you there, but the
Mm-hmm.
customer service is always what brings you back, right? And then once again, you're relevant when it comes to, I need an agent. Oh, I know someone that's really going to take care of you. Because of all the agents that are out there in our industry, there's sep- of the many, many agents that are out there in our industry, the one thing that's going to make you stand out is your customer service, right? That those added little details that you give each of your clients, the respect,
Mm-hmm.
the transparency, all of that makes you relevant in those conversations when people are talking about insurance,
Yeah.
or when it comes to real estate. Oh no, you want to go with this agent. She really took care of us. She did what was best for us, not what
Mm-hmm.
was best for her pocket, things of that nature. And it's that referral that you get that's more important than anything, right? Because you can get a high value client that you'll make a huge commission off of, but if you don't have that customer service, that's it. That's all you get. But
Mm-hmm.
if you have that thorough customer service and you give your own touch, genuine need to provide them with the best service you can, then you become relevant when it comes to a referral, right? And you
Mm-hmm.
get so much more for that. So it's
Yep.
something that's important as well.
Yeah, something I used to do if you're a field agent, we used to create like little portfolios with all, if like a client had multiple policies with us, we would create a portfolio for them and just kind of have like everything in one shot. So like their policy screenshot, maybe their latest annual statement, so that when I met with them in person, I'd be like, take that book out, and I'd sit there and actually put that together for them, which is time consuming. But again, it's that going above and beyond. And you can even do that
Yeah,
digitally as well if you're in telesales and you've got a really big client. If you don't want to do it, if you don't have the time to do it for all of your clients, but take the few that you really have good relationships with, that always answer your calls and text messages. Maybe they've
yeah,
got multiple policies. Create a quick little Google sheet, put on there their policy number, who their beneficiary is, the most common things that they're going to ask you, and send it to them
yeah,
free. Here, I just wanted to make sure you knew a one-stop shop of all your policies, who you would call in the event that something were to happen. They're going to be so grateful that you
absolutely.
took the time to
Yeah.
make that and create that for them.
Because in the long run, it's not for them, right? It's for their families. You're creating this easy one stop. This is everything that you need for my
Yeah.
policy that they hand off to their family, which makes a difficult time just a little bit easier to deal with. So
Hmm.
that's always important.
Yes, and Amazon even sells, I seen like for $7, $9, a little booklet that you can utilize as well. So again, if you do have an in-person client, but you really want to just thank them. I have a client that sends me a ton of referrals. So I give her Starbucks cards, Amazon cards. I try to hook her up ethically, legally, with what we can.
Of
And
course.
that's going to
Yeah.
help. You may not see the benefits in it right then and there, but you reap what you sow. And I have
Yeah.
gotten referrals when business was slow, just because people, again, I've got my CRM, those last text messages
Yeah.
coming out, or sometimes they come out of the woodwork because I made that
Yeah.
impression with them that, hey, I'm really going to be there for you 6 months down the line, a year down the line, and prove it if you be a person of your
Yeah.
word. And I've told people, if I'm not able to answer
Exactly.
you, someone on my team will. So, once you can scale
Yeah.
up and have an assistant or admin or something like that, make sure that you're instilling that in them to kind of pick up where you
Yes.
can't. Uh, One more thing on the customer service is follow up. We touched on this a little bit, but maintaining regular
Yes.
contact with your clients is important. So that's going to ensure that, their satisfaction and address any of their needs that may have changed. So again, this can be just picking up the phone and calling. Again, most agents are not going to want to do this because you're thinking sales done, I'm not calling this person back. I don't see the benefit of sitting here for an hour and calling existing customers, because what if they all say, no, thanks, I don't need anything. But if you do it consistently, it's
Yeah.
just like anything else. You are going to find that person that says, hey, actually, I've been meaning to ask you, how much would it be if I upgraded my policy? I've gotten that tons of times. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for calling, because I actually wanted to reach out to you. And one client even told me, she said, look at this, I'm buying more insurance just because you called me. Look at that. And I'm like, yeah, look at that. This is exactly why I do it as well. Because one, I'm helping you. And two, I know that there's always going to be a need. There's always going to be something that has changed. They bought a new house. They sold their house. They have less of a mortgage, more of a mortgage. They had a grandbaby
Mhm.
that now needs insurance. Yeah, so there's always going to be some sort of change, that you can kind of fill in that need, right?
Absolutely.
Maybe you've got someone that's getting ready to retire, and now you just uncovered an annuity sale for yourself.
Yeah.
So maintain
Absolutely.
that regular follow up with your clients, and don't be afraid to also send out messages and ask, how am I doing? Rate my
Yeah.
service. That's going to help you again with your Google reviews. If you do have
Yeah.
that website,
Improve also. Yeah.
yeah, you can improve and have them rate you, and have that credibility there for your social media and your website. So these are just
Yeah.
a few strategies. There's a ton of
Yes.
ways, and we didn't even really touch on scaling by way of team building, but there's that
Yeah.
as well. So we just kind of wanted to throw, just a few of these basic steps out there. And please share with us to, the things that you're utilizing. The purpose of this group, this platform, is to help each
Yeah.
other. So in no way, shape, or form are we coming across as if we have it all figured out. We're simply sharing what has worked for us and what has not worked for us. But I'm
Absolutely.
curious to hear from you guys as well. But yeah, I think that
Yes.
by
So
implementing these strategies, it will effectively, expand your business, especially as an independent agent.
yes. Absolutely. And that's what you want, right? When you're independent, you want to expand. Expansion means growth. Expansion means clients branching into different aspects of your industry, and that's important.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, but that's
So,
what we've got for you today. Thank you for
yes, thank you for
checking us
joining
out.
us. Yes, it's always we always love to drop our little nuggets, right? And then drop in the comments what works for you as well, right? We want to make sure that we share. We don't gatekeep, right? We want to make sure we share our knowledge and share our little nuggets of information, little nuggets that help us. It could help you. Thank you. Thank you for joining us on another awesome episode of Women Entrepreneurs, where we reach out, we want to branch out, we want to share ideas and thoughts with you guys. Please drop comments on any little nuggets of information you guys might have. Follow us on Spotify, Instagram, Facebook. We're on several channels as well. We also have fan mail, right? If you follow our podcast, make sure to make sure to reach out with us through there as well. So thanks again for joining us. See you guys on another episode of Women Insurepreneurs.
All right, and lastly, don't forget that you can visit the link in our bio on Instagram, and you can support the podcast for as little as $3 a month. So we appreciate your support.
Yes.
Our goal is to grow, and we do want to host some in-person events to be able to actually meet the people that are listening. On YouTube, we have people from all over the world. I just found out listening to us. So shout out to the people that are listening in,
Yes.
oh my God, Canada, Australia. I can't remember all the other countries I posted on Instagram, but I do see you. I am watching that, so we
Thank
appreciate your
you.
support. Yeah, and we'll see you next
Yes.
time.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Thanks for listening to Women Insurepreneurs. We hope you feel inspired and equipped for your journey in the insurance industry. Subscribe for more empowering conversations and connect with us on Instagram at Women Insurepreneurs. Make sure you join our meetup group so you don't miss any of our events. Until next time, keep shining and pursuing your dreams. Remember, your potential knows no bounds.